Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Erin Salstrom, and today I've been working on making some Gouda cheese. In this video, I will be showing you how I brine my cheese and how I dry it out and smoke it. So stay tuned. So here I have my freshly pressed block of cheese. This was pressed for around 5 to 10 hours, so not too long, but also not a super short amount of time. It's pretty dried out right now. It has chili peppers in it and garlic flakes. So I think it'll be a really fun combo of flavors. Here I have my recipe, and this is a really simple recipe that I followed. Very basic, really works well for me. And for the brine, I'm just using, it calls for 2 pounds of cheese salt and 1 gallon of cold water. I split it in half. Since it's a small block of cheese, I don't need a ton. And I'm going to just be putting it in an ice cream pail and putting it in there, dumping the brine on top of it that I mixed up cold water, and then put a lid on it and let it brine for approximately 12 hours. So that's what we are going to do. So I'm going to place my cheese in here and submerge it with my brine of just salt and water. Then I'm going to place something on the top of here as well as my lid so that it'll stay completely submerged. And then check on it tomorrow. So, alright, so it's the next day here, and this was in the brine for around 12 hours. So, it looks pretty good actually. Yeah, I'm impressed. And the salt kind of hardens it on the outside, which is kind of interesting. So the next step is I like to set it on a wood cutting board, and you're gonna let it dry and create itself a brine. So you keep this in a pretty cooler area where there's good airflow for 2 to 3 days, so it can create a good brine on the outside. Alright, so it's been a few days. I've let the cheese create itself a brine by just being set out in a cool, well air ventilated area. I have a tea towel over it, towel over it, and I'm just going to show you here what it looks like. It is created itself a harder outside, which is exactly what you want. It has more of a yellow color, and it smells really good. So I'm excited. So the next step is going to be getting the smoker set up and ready to go for smoking it. Well, now some people like to smoke it after you have already aged it for a while, or you can smoke it before. I like to smoke it before and then age it. So I'm going to show you how we do that. Alright, so depending on your smoker, and we have a Pit Boss. That works really well, but depending on your smoker, it's going to be different, right? I'm gonna get this started, and I'm going to set it at the lowest temperature, which is actually a smoke, because it'll still get warm. And depending on what kind of day it is, it's gonna vary how the temperature should be set out. Like for instance, in the winter time, smoking cheese is a little bit more challenging, just because it's so cold out. So it takes a lot longer for the smoker to get to its temperature, the right temperature. You don't want it to get hot also, because then the cheese will melt. So you have to kind of figure that out for yourself on the kind of day it is. Today it's actually pretty nice. It's pretty breezy, it's not super hot, so it's a perfect day for this. So looking forward to it. And Simeon is in the skid loader, moving logs. Anyway, so I'm gonna let this get heated up and then get it cleaned up and ready to go for the cheese. Alright, it's time for this cheese to get smoked. So the temperature is already at 135. It's only set at 5 degrees. It's really hard to see. but it's automatically going to be hotter than what it can actually be set at because it's a warm day. So, yep, but we're going to put cheese in here. See, it's very smoky. It smells so good. And I'm going to put this baby in there. Get her started. Alright, cheese. See you later. You're going to want to check the cheese quite often because you don't want it to start melting. So just make sure to be around and be able to peek at that cheese every once in a while to make sure it's not getting too hot. If it is, you might have to turn off the smoker or cool it down in some sort of way, but you just do not want your cheese to melt, and it's just a big mess. And I think that's probably one of the biggest struggles while smoking cheese is that it gets too hot and melts and it becomes ruined. So yes, keep that in mind. Alright, so I'm back at it with the cheese, and it's been probably around an hour and a half to 2 hours that the cheese has been total time been in the smoker. So now I'm going to go check on it again. I've checked on it a couple of times periodically and flipped it over, moved it, you know, such, and now I'm going to go get it out because I think it has had plenty of time in the smoker. I think it's about ready. So we're gonna go check it out. The boys are still at it, cutting down trees. So sorry it's so loud. Moment of truth. Alright. I think it looks pretty good, personally. It's pretty warm. We're gonna bring it inside and cut it. Check it out. Okay, so here's the finished product. It's obviously not aged yet, but it's a really good size, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I'm gonna cut it because I like to age it in wedges, not a whole round. It depends on, but today we're gonna cut it because I think it'd be fun to see the inside. So, and it's kind of a little bit warm, but it's not like melty hot or anything, so that's kind of nice. We're gonna see how pressed. It smells amazing. Okay, so we have it. It's a little bit bubbly, so that means I probably let the curds get a little too cold, but that's all right. I mean, next time can do better, but it looks pretty good, honestly. And I actually want to try just a tiny bit, even though it's not aged properly yet, but my mouth is like watering. It's really good. Really nice flavor. Just enough smokiness. That's really nice. Luna, what do you think?
It's really good.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video useful and interesting. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more content by me.